Prosecuting drunk drivers in North Carolina has become more difficult than ever. That's because there is a backlog of blood alcohol analysis at the state crime lab.
Tonight in a special report, News 13's Rex Hodge explains why some offenders' cases are being delayed for months or even dismissed.
27-year-old Kimberly Updergrove was arrested for DWI in February when Waynesville police say she backed her vehicle into a McDonald's with her 3-year-old daughter in the car. A similar scenario for Jackson County mother Jessica Akins, who also faces DWI charges. But both cases were dismissed for months.
You couldn't run a business like this. It's too ridiculous.
Their blood alcohol analysis wasn't completed at the state crime lab in Raleigh in time for their court dates.
We have people who are dying and being injured because of whatever is wrong in our system.
Ellen Pitt, who represents Mothers Against Drunk Driving, says it's taking too long to have blood analysis done across the state.
It's hard to say to a mother or somebody that's lost their mother, somebody's lost their husband, their child, we won't have this blood result back for 2 years.
The head of the state crime lab here in Raleigh says it's a perfect storm that's responsible for the delay in the blood work, including insufficient staffing, a surge in the number of cases, and a recent U.S. Supreme Court decision.
All I can say to them is there is no one who is more frustrated than myself.
Joseph John says right now he has 12 analysts for the whole state, and last year 9,300 DWI cases.
12 into 9,300 doesn't work out very favorably for a prompt disposition of many of the cases.
But he says the biggest impact is the 2009 Supreme Court case Melendez-Diaz versus Massachusetts. Before that case, John says the lab could submit affidavits on blood work. But now, analysts based in Raleigh and Greensboro must appear in person.
When the cases are called for trial, the analysts must travel either from Raleigh or Greensboro to Asheville and onwards to the Tennessee line. All that time is not time spent here in the laboratory doing case analysis.
Bottom line, he says, analysts often don't get to cases like Updergrove's and Akins.
In both of those cases, the lab work had been pending in the lab system less than 6 months. We're running somewhere in the average case between 9 and 12 months.
Prosecutors can bring the cases back.
Any delay is not good for prosecution.
Mike Bonfoy is the district attorney for 7 western North Carolina counties, and on a scale of 1 to 10, his frustration level?
It's a 9.9 something.
Bonfoy understands the crime lab's dilemma, but looks for a local solution.
If they're cooperative, we can have our local hospital labs examine the blood, and we're moving towards that here in Haywood County.
Ellen Pitt likes that idea too, and thinks they might make a dent in what she estimates is now a blood alcohol report backlog at the state crime lab of 15,000 cases. Joseph John says there is a plan for a western lab at the Justice Academy in Edneyville that would alleviate much of the delay problem. He says building it is up to the General Assembly.
We presented that plan. They have it. It's simply a matter of appropriating the funding.
John says 19 additional analysts were added in the most recent budget. Some of them, he says, could be placed in that Western lab. A little hope. Ellen Pitt says it's high time for an intelligent solution.
What we're doing now is so ineffective and so costly, and there's a human cost.
In Raleigh, Rex Hodge, News 13.